Hello. We are at Carlisle Airport on the ground, and we're just... I thought, well, why not record a video, because I am going to practice my flight to Blackpool, which I did in real life not long back. So I've got a flight plan filed with Vatsim actually. We're going to go from Carlisle via Penrith to this sort of area here, and we're going to fly around. There's some restricted airspace here, like here I think. And then we're going to sort of go via Fleetwood and then join right base for, is it 28? I think it's runway 28 at Blackpool, so hopefully that's going to be good. Where does it say the runways? Yeah, 28, yeah. So, I'm hoping to sort of get some Vatsim comms in, but I'm looking at the sort of control panel for a V-Pilot here, and it doesn't appear to be actually any controllers online, funnily enough. But I'll just I'll blind call if I have to. We've got quite a low pressure at Carlisle at the moment. It's 9904 hectopascals. It's usually about, I think it's 1013 or something like that for like the standard. But we're just going to go to the run-up area and sort ourselves out and take off to form. We'll go from there. I'm probably not going to be talking through the whole thing, but if I am talking to anyone on the radio, you will hear me. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Carlisle traffic, Golf Echo, Juliet Romeo Sierra, taxiing to the run-up area at Carlisle. So we're just going to go ahead and taxi over to the run-up area. It's just sort of over that direction over there somewhere. The weather doesn't appear to be great like en route, but we're just going to go for it. It's a simulator. What's the worst that can happen, you know? Entering runway sort of 19 and 01 here. And yeah, to the run-up area. Test our turning instruments here. All seem to be working fine. Continue on our way. And here we are. I think the wind is blowing a 280 heading potentially. So we're just going to sort of go as much into that as possible. There's a windsock somewhere around here. I think we saw it earlier. In the flight sim this is labelled as a parking place, but in real life nobody parks here, it's just... Okay, this is going that way. Yeah, it's sort of just a place where you test your aircraft before takeoff instead of like doing it on the runway. I've not got a checklist for this aircraft. There is one in the simulator, but I'm not going to really bother. I'm just going to do it off by memory. So we're going to go about 2000 RPM on the gauge there. Brakes are holding, 2000 there, and we'll sort of pull the car beat on. Oh, hang on, I've got it set to a switch, is that one? I did hear the RPM drop there, yep, so we've got about a 50 drop, 75, which is fine. Leave that for 10 seconds while the carboising sort of dissipates, hopefully. Set that back to cold, RPM recovers. We'll then go ahead and check the magnetos. We need both of those, so I'll check the right one. And get an RPM drop of about 100 RPM, which is what we're looking for. And then back to both. I can hear the RPM recover. And then we go check the left mag. Once again, small drop there, that's what we want. And then back to both. What else shall we do? I've not put our taxi lights on, or any light for that matter. So put those on. Check the idle, I suppose. So throttle's at idle now. Should idle about 700 RPM there. Ish. Yeah, we're near enough there. I do apologise if the yoke sometimes sort of snaps like that on the throttle. It's whenever I hold my right mouse button down, none of the controls move. I don't know why. But yeah, if you see that's happening, then that's why. Anyway, we've gone back to 1200 just about there. Trimmer, where's the trimmer on this? There it is. Set to the takeoff position. Normally I would check the door, I don't think this one opens, and the passengers have the seatbelts on. Check the flaps. So they're coming down. And then back up. In stages. Very good. I don't need any for takeoff today, because it's quite a long runway at Carlisle. And that's all from memory as far as I'm aware. Put the transponder onto Mode Charlie. There we go. Yeah, so now we'll go sort of taxi to the runway 24 and take off. Carlisle traffic, Golf Echo, Juliet Romeo Sierra, taxiing to hold Charlie 1, Carlisle. Carlisle traffic, Golf Romeo Sierra, backtracking 24, Carlisle. So to save us a bit of time here, I'm going to just turn around and line up here, because this plane absolutely does not need this whole runway. Do tend to use all of it though, just in case something goes wrong, but again, this is the simulator, so just tell everyone we're taking off. Carlisle traffic, Golf Romeo Sierra, taking off, runway 24, Carlisle. So throttle goes to full. Piece in the green, and the airspeed is alive, and in this we can just take off now because it's got very sort of low stall speed. Get the trim set, about 75-ish knots for the climb out here. I find it a lot more difficult to set a trim in the simulator than in real life, just because it's different. But we've kind of got it there. was just about to turn base, but we're actually just going to sort of depart to the sort of this way, and then we're going to turn around that bend, if you can see on the VFR map there, and then that sort of takes us to Penrith. We did sort of follow the, I think it's the M6, if I'm not mistaken, down to there last time. Because we have the lovely VFR map there, we don't really need to follow that. Carlisle traffic, Golf Romeo Sierra, departing the circuit to the west. Just tell everyone that we've left the circuit, we're no longer at circuit height, and we're sort of going towards the city. I could sort of try and turn now, but I've just noticed the clouds getting a bit cloudy, funnily enough, but I think we can climb out of it. I'm still visual with the ground, so I'm happy. I'll level off about 2,000 here, maybe. Or should I go higher? Probably want to go lower if anything. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go lower than the cloud. We've got height here, can't beat on. Yeah, not the best weather, I have to say. Yeah, probably level it off about now, 1,500. Kinda missed it a bit, but it's alright. Yeah, look at that. Hardest part is maintaining the heading and altitude, so I'm going to sort of just work on that today. So I'm going to turn left now on the sort of Penrith track. I'm not seeing the M6, at least not in the simulator. Obviously we saw it in real life, but somewhere along here, I wonder if that's it. Can't really tell. I mean, it's a big road, you can see that, but is it the M6? Or whatever motorway we're following. I have no idea. Because simulator graphics is not as good as real life graphics. Oh. So I'm just going to tell Carlisle that... I don't know, because we're departing the area, but doesn't seem to be anyone on. We've got Edinburgh ATIS, which doesn't help me because we're not going to Edinburgh. I'll try the London information frequency. I believe it's 124475, hopefully. I'll just try that, and if not, we'll go back to Unicom until we... don't know, see some... oh, I've got a plane on my VFR map. I think that's above us rather than below us. Oh, as long as we haven't crashed into it. But I can't help but feel I'm doing something wrong, but I couldn't really tell you what. Anyway, I'll go call that frequency. Carlisle traffic departing the area towards Penrith, changing frequency to London information 124.475. So I'm listening out, and there doesn't seem to be anyone on, but I'll just call just to double check. Even Edinburgh Atis has gone offline now. London information, Golf Echo Juliet Romeo Sierra radio check. No, doesn't seem to be anyone on, if that is the right frequency. So I guess I'll just speak when we get to Penrith. We're just going to sort of continue this sort of heading. If I see, I reckon this is the road here. Sort of along, you see it there, going through the fields in that town there. But we're just going to sort of keep this heading-ish, go towards our custom point there, and yeah, I'll speak when I'm in Penrith. So you're probably seeing that I've just tried to climb to about 2,000 feet, because the cloud didn't look too bad, but I've not done my research on the cloud sort of base and ceiling today. So we've just gone straight into it and I've had to descend again. So tell you what we'll do, we'll just keep 1,500, we're coming up on, I believe that's Penrith over there. Hope I've got my markers right. But, I mean, even if it's not, the route's fine on my little map at the top. this is absolutely not sort of for VFR protocol. But, I mean, I can see where I need to be. It's just Flight Sim helps you with these big, giant beams of light emitting from your waypoints, and also we've got a VFR map that tells you exactly where you are. So after Penrith we're just going to do a slight sort of right turn, and that will basically take us directly to the coast. And as I said, there's some sort of restricted airspace over here, so I'm going to have to stick quite close to the white line you're seeing on the VFR map there, so we get around it. And then, yeah, we're going to go to Fleetwood, go east of Beam Tall Tower, also known as Blackpool Tower, and join right base for runway 28. So far so good. So, I can't help but notice the rather tall mountains in front of us, and I can't help but also notice that we're probably not higher than them. So I'm going to try and take us maybe above the cloud or something, because it looks pretty thin, to be fair. Might even just sort of go through it, because I mean it's not really cloud at this point, it's kind of just mild fog, just mist. So I'm going to take us higher, because it's better than flying into the terrain ahead anyway. As long as we're still VFR conditions. Ish. We should be getting into Blackpool. I think I booked the flight plan in for like 2 local time. It's currently 1:30. But I don't think we'll be another 40 minutes. I think it'll be maybe half an hour at most. Let's look at the flight. Yeah, so I reckon we'll be half an hour at most there. You can probably tell, but this video is not going to be edited. One, because I think it sort of lets you see exactly what's going on without any interruption, and two, I don't know how to edit. Simple as that. But I think it should still be remotely enjoyable for anyone who likes this sort of content, you know. I would love to get talking to the Vatsim controllers, but nobody's on. We've got Echo Golf Charlie Charlie Groundinatus. Don't know where Echo Golf Charlie Charlie is, but it's not something we're wanting, I don't think. Charlie Mike, I don't know. Obviously a nearby airport, but I don't exactly know where. Could look it up. We also have, I believe that's a British Airways flight on the Unicom frequency. Climbing to flight level 320. I don't know if you can hear the sort of bit of static noise it makes there. That means that somebody sent a message in the text chat instead of speaking. But it does mean I am connected to the right network, so that is good. Where that plane is, I have no idea. He just said he's climbing to flight level 320, which is a lot higher than we are currently. That's like way up to the sky. Can't see it. I'm going to level us off about 3,500 feet here. I think we're sort of sufficient height above these hills now. We definitely wouldn't be if we're still at 1,500, which is good that I climbed, I suppose. It just looked like a big wall of cloud ahead, but we will manage, So I'm just going to stop talking for a bit, let you enjoy the sound of the engine, and I might get some external views. Don't really know, again, how to edit in different camera angles. But unfortunately the site of Carlisle Airfield has been blocked by all these clouds. You might get a glimpse of it this sort of raining in here, but yeah. But we are sort of coming up on the coast now. You can kind of see the water line over there, like the shoreline here. I'm debating whether or not I should descend through the clouds like this little hole here, that you can actually see the coastal features. I think that might be an idea. I think we're going to do that. So, now you can go on, and we'll bring the power back for a descent. Unfortunately, it's just too cloudy to really see the airfield there, but that plane on the frequency is now climbing even higher, 38,000 feet. Yeah, the clouds sort of obstruct it quite a bit, but in other news, the coast is here. So I think that custom point over there could be... That's not Fleetwood. Fleetwood's sort of over to the right of that. It's like on the sort of bit of coast that's sticking out over there. We'll level off at 1,500. I don't want to be really going any lower than that, because this QNH pressure might not actually be correct anymore, because I've been flying for, I don't know, maybe half an hour now. I've not really checked. Sort of head over there. I don't know where the airspace restrictions are. It's not showing it on my map here, so I'm pretty sure I planned the route around it, so we're just going to stick as close as we can to the pink and white lines here. I believe that aircraft is above us, so they're no issue to us. They're crossing our path anyway. They'll be out of our way in a moment. Can't be can go off, I forgot about that. So I will talk again at point Fleetwood, and that's when we'll be sort of getting ready to land the thing. now kind of get a glimpse of that airfield over there that I've been trying to look at, but not really close enough. And I believe, don't know, there's something around here that's restricted. I believe it's either a parachute drop zone or a nuclear power plant, or both. It's probably, there is both around here, but I don't know specifically where exactly. I haven't looked at my real life map, I've just been looking at the flight sim maps, which aren't the most sort of reliable / easy to understand. I want to climb a bit here, because we are quite low to say we're over the ocean. Well, not the ocean, but, you know, this huge body of water that's dividing us from land. Probably should have gone sort of the left side of the restricted airspace, so we're over land. But again, this is a simulator, it doesn't really matter too much. We'll pretend we've got life jackets, okay? That's all we've got to do. Another thing I'd like to add for this video in particular, well, and I guess all of the future ones if there is many, I don't know if you can see my cursor on them, because, I mean, sometimes I'd rather you didn't, like, if it's just ruining a nice view out the window, but if I'm trying to point something out to you, then I kind of would like to see that, you know what I mean? Also, I think I was completely wrong with the Fleetwood point, guessing it's more over so that direction, like behind this pillar here, if I'm not mistaken. If we look at it on our map, FLETD is Fleetwood, so it's about our 11 o'clock position, so maybe we just can't see it for the cloud at the moment. It's somewhere over there, I can just see the other bit of coast over there. gentlemen, that is Fleetwood right there. Little point there. I'm going to let the Unicom frequency know what we're doing in relation to the sort of approach to Blackpool. And then it'll be back to enjoying the coast. Well, I say that, I don't think we'll even be able to see Blackpool Tower, because you see it says POLTN on the VFR map. Just to the left of that triangle should be Blackpool Tower. That's why I've marked that on there. And so we want to be going that side of it. But I'm not sure if we'll see it. So as soon as we get to the sort of overhead Fleetwood area, then I will let the Unicom frequency know what we're doing. We are going to be... my throttle is at full for some reason. We're going to... Where's my pen? Oh no, it's a catastrophe, I've lost my pen. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we're going to be going east to Beam, Stall Tower, Blackpool Tower, and then we're going to be joining right base for runway 28. I've lost visual with it somehow, somewhere down there. I'm just going to descend. I can roughly see the land. I always have my map here anyway, but obviously this isn't... you don't always have GPS in real life that updates your location precisely. Okay, we are now above Fleetwood. Just level us off. Blackpool traffic, Golf Echo Juliet Romeo Sierra is at Fleetwood, inbound to join left base runway 28, routing east to Beam, the Tall Tower, Blackpool traffic. Right, it seems to have somehow gone worse. I hope we can actually see to land. This plane might be sort of IFR equipped, I'm not entirely sure. But, I mean, it has ILS capability, but that's about it, I think. But either way, I'm not IFR rated in real life, so I wouldn't really know how to do it in the sim, to be honest. It's something to do with it's either this, like the nav, radio nav, or it's the ADF thing over there. I'm pretty sure it's the radio nav. Just tune it in to there, and then it'll make these sort of gauges here move and show me where the runway is, hopefully. But we're just gonna play it by eyes today. No, it's usually played by ear, but nobody to listen to, unfortunately. Yeah, there's no chance of us seeing Blackpool Tower, is there? Don't want to go too low above these buildings. I don't want to go... You know, I have no idea what the QFE out to Blackpool is, which is concerning because I kind of need that. What is the ATIS frequency for this? 127.205. 127.205. Listen to that if we can. Not far off sea level though, so it shouldn't really matter. I can't hear anything. So no, I don't think we're getting that. I'll just stick with the mean sea level altitude, because it's just above sea level. We'll give it about 100 feet just in case. So Blackpool Tower should just be on our right, somewhere around here, but I cannot see it. No, too cloudy. So, getting ready for landing wise, the parking brake's off, the gear is non-retractable, so it is down. The mixture is fully rich. We still have sufficient fuel. Fuel is turned on, we don't have variable fuel tanks. Flaps then. I'm going to leave them for now because it is quite windy, so we might get sort of picked up with that, with the flaps down a bit more. I'll leave those in as long as I can. And then we don't really have to check the door or harnesses in this because, well, there's no passenger unless we go into outside view for some reason. But we'll just let Microsoft Flight Simulator do what it wants. Blackpool traffic, Golf Echo, Juliet, Romeo, Sierra, right base, runway 28, Blackpool traffic. I'm not sure if I said left base on the initial call, but I don't think anyone's listening, to be honest. Do we see the airport? This is terrible conditions. I think we'd probably have to divert if this was real life, but we're just gonna go by map and hopefully we can see something. We're going by anything but here today. I'm going to be sort of descending there. Car beat's already on because I forgot to turn it off. Of course. I think we want to sort of continue around a bit more. Oh yeah, we want to stay on track for a bit yet. Don't think there's any sort of noise, you know, the noise zones where people don't like you to fly over because the planes are noisy around here. Don't think there's any restricted zones. So we're just going to go as low as we can. I think I saw some rain on the window there, possibly. Yes, it is raining here as well. Ah, there's the runway, look, we are very high. So what we're going to do, take the throttle out, get a nice glide speed set, put a couple of flaps down. I know it's windy, but this is going to be a very interesting approach here. But at least I can see the runway now. It's a good job they've got like all the lights on as well. It's quite helpful. But it does make sense to have them on. Golf Echo, Juliet, Romeo, Sierra, short final, runway 28, Blackpool traffic. Forgot to call final there, but all is well, all is well. Oh, easy does it, easy does it. Power's idle. Lovely. Now, I have no idea what the parking's like here. I might pull out my parking chart if I have one. That's for Kirkbride Airport. I have no idea. Do I even have one for Blackpool? No, I'll have to look at the online one. I've got one online, not to worry. So we want to be vacating on Echo 2 here, maybe, I think. We'll look at the taxi signs, it's fine. So this is Echo 2 according to my flight sim chart here. Blackpool traffic, Golf Romeo Sierra has vacated runway 28 via Echo 2, Blackpool traffic. So we're going to pop the parking brake on here, do it after landing checks if I can remember them. Not really. I know that we need to take the canopy off, the flaps can go up, and non-essential electronics can go off. So the transponder can. That's about all we need, I think. Thing I will note I did forget is that I forgot to turn the taxi light off and I forgot to put the landing light on, but we've landed now, so there's nothing I can really do. So then, let me look at my parking charts here. So we got to go. We'll just go to the loop apron because I don't know where exactly you're supposed to park here. But, so we need to swing a left and then a right, and then we should be there. Blackpool traffic, Golf Echo Juliet Romeo Sierra, taxiing to the loop apron. Blackpool traffic. I have no idea what the loop apron is, but that's what it says on the chart, so I'm just going to say that and hope that it's correct. I did not see a taxiway echo sign like anywhere there. So it's a good job I have my chart. Oh, my camera's stuck. There's the echo sign. So this sort of, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it's this sort of first boxy bit once we go left and then right. It's that sort of area there. I believe we parked on the main apron last time I came here in real life, but we did a runway 31 landing because the wind was being weird. So that one would put us like down there, and then yeah, so it'd probably be the main apron we parked on last time. Oh, it's some terrible weather here, I have to say. Well, I'm very sorry that we couldn't have. In fact, I think they've just come online. London Information has, just as we've landed, they've now come online, which is very annoying because I wanted them while we were flying. But I will try and get some Vatsim communications in next time. I was planning on sort of practicing with them, so they're very helpful in sort of your actual flight training, radio work, and they're usually happy to help. I don't think I've met like a moody controller on Vatsim yet. So yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I'll try and get that next time. I hope you've enjoyed the video regardless. I do just make these sort of just as a bit of fun, and it's nice to look back on some things that I've trained on so I don't forget them when I haven't like recorded them in real life. park between these two planes. I don't intend on doing anything massive for the channel. Can we get in between these planes? Yeah, we'll get it. Park right in the middle. Oh no, the video's not over yet. We need to park. Hardest bit of the flight is. We could just park next to them, but what's the fun in that? We've got to get exactly between the two. Look at that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. These pilots are going to be very annoyed when they come back to the Cessna Skyhawks by the looks of it, and they're just going to add that entire space over there. And I've parked right here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, like and subscribe or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Up to you. I'll see you in the next one.